The Mustang was released in 1964. It was fast, iconic, something that went ahead and represented America – Chevy. On the other hand, it was not just another car manufacturer, and the pony car pressed them where it hurt the most. Chevy decided to respond with their take on how American muscle should be given the first Camaro code name, Panther. It may have started as a rivalry, but generation after generation, Camaro made its unique place in the hearts of people within and beyond America. On June 21, 1966, John L. Cutter, Chevrolet Public Relations, CPAW Secretary, sent a telegram to somewhat 200 auto journalists informing them about the CPAW meeting held on June 28th. At the end of the telegram, it said, "Hope you are ready to scratch a cat." The telegram surprised the journalists. During the press conference, the Chevrolet general manager, Pete Estes, stated that all conference attendees were charter members of the Society for the Elimination of Panthers from the automotive world. This would be the first and last meeting of CPAW. Estes then announced a new car line, project designation XP836, with a name that Chevrolet chose in keeping with other car names beginning with the letter C, such as Corvair Chevelle, Chevy 2, and Corvette. He claimed the name suggests the comradeship of good friends as a personal car should be to its owner, and that to us. The name means just what we think the car will do: go. The Camaro name was then unveiled. Automotive press asked Chevrolet product managers, "What is a Camaro?" And we're told it was a small, vicious animal that eats Mustangs. These statements set the mood for people who are ready to see what's coming and raise the bar for Chevy to produce something that can live up to this hype. Hence, the 1967 model was released in 1966, based on the rear-wheel-driven Chevy Nova, and it started the expected rivalry between the Mustang and the new Camaro, creating a new market class in the automotive world. The first year, Chevrolet offered the Camaro as a coupe and a convertible, with a long hood, short rear deck, 2x2 seating, and a wide range of engine choices from inline 6-cylinder units, big block V8s. The first generation of the Mustang Eater ran for only 3 years with some minor changes for the 1968 model year that included federally mandated side market lights, removal of the wing windows, and a new grille in the base version. The body design was a little tweaked for the 1969 model to make it look wider and muscular to represent its class. The 1970 Camaro got a completely new design. The convertible was eliminated. It was built on an entirely new architectural design, creating a beacon for the next 12 years of designing for the upcoming models. Like the previous model, it was the 70s look as it got back then. A character line ran from the front fender to the rear, more pronounced head and tail lights, and a number that housed the lights and the hood flowing and fusing into the front bumper. Ken Parkinson, Executive Director of Design for Chevrolet Trucks and Global Architecture, described the 1970 Camaro design as a radical departure from the first gen. It was built on its dedicated architecture for the first time, which gave the design team the freedom to create a pure expression. The second-gen Camaro featured a 350 cubic inch Z28 V8 that sent 360 horsepower to the wheel and 380 pounds per foot of torque. For the first time, an automatic transmission was made available alongside a 4-speed manual. The SS package offered a beefed-up 396 cubic inch V8 engine that produced 375 horsepower and 415 pounds per foot of torque. Sadly, after the 1970 model year, due to strict emission standards, the power dropped significantly. And by the end of 1975, most powerful engine option was a V8 that produced 155 horsepower. The 1974 Camaro was again refreshed with aluminum bumpers that were more pronounced, a new slop grille, and wraparound taillights. The powerhouse Z28 went away in 1975, but came back in 1977, having the same power of 174 horsepower. The 1978 Camaro received a new nose with a soft bumper cover, along with a soft rear bumper cover and an optional T-top roof with removable glass panels. The Z28 continued with fender vents, a fake hood scoop, and a power increase to 185 horsepower. In 1982, third-gen Camaro made its debut as a hatchback coupe and it was again the 80s icon that represented the era. It had an aggressive front design and an overall sporty look, with the rear featuring a glass hatch for the first time in a production car. Engine options for the 1982 included the 4-cylinder engine in a Camaro, with the base engine an 88-horsepower 2.5-liter 4-banger used through the 1986 model year. Other engines included a 112-horsepower 2.8-liter V6, 145-horsepower 5-liter V8, and an optional 165-horsepower fuel-injected version of the 5.0-liter for the Z28. The 1982 Camaro Z28 was the space car for the Indy 500 that year, and was named the 1982 Motor Trend Car of the Year. For 1983, the Z28 was offered with an optional 5-liter HO V8 that produced 190 horsepower and could be combined with a 5-speed manual transmission. The 1993 fourth-generation Camaro, and from the looks of it, it was ahead of its time. It was hard to tell if it was made to succeed a muscle car, but it had a strong sled shape, and even today it looks as fascinating as it looked years ago. Chevrolet offered the 1993 Camaro in a couple forms only. One running a 160 horsepower 3.4-liter V6 for the Sport Coupe, while the Z28 housed a 275 horsepower version of the LT1 small block V8 engine that was introduced a year before in the Corvette. For Camaro's 30th anniversary, Chevrolet designers penned a white 1997 Z28 with orange stripes and houndstooth upholstery, similar to the 1969 Camaro pace car. For the 1998 Camaro received a new front fascia, and the Chevy engineers dropped the all-aluminum small block LS1 V8 from the Corvette into the Z28. For 8 long years, the world waited for the next Camaro, as it was normal to think the company will stage upon the previous sleek designs, but they did the complete opposite and gave the world a sight for sore eyes. The 5th-generation Camaro, inspired by the 1969 model. After 2 generations, the beloved muscles were back that revived the retro heritage in a timeless design that will rule the hearts of enthusiasts even decades later. The standard engine of the 2010 model was a 304-horsepower, 3.6-liter direct injection V6 engine rated at 29 miles per gallon on the highway. The 2010 Camaro SS is powered by a 426-horsepower, 6.2-liter V8 engine with a 6-speed manual transmission, or a 400-horsepower, 6.2-liter V8 engine with a 6-speed automatic, which features the active fuel management system and is paired exclusively with the 6-speed automatic transmission to achieve an EPA highway fuel economy rating of 25 miles per gallon. In 2016, the ZL1, 6th generation of the car, arrived. The new Camaro shed more than 200 pounds, with the goal of improving performance as well as fuel efficiency. 3 engines are available, ranging from a 2-liter, 275-horsepower turbocharged 4-cylinder Ecotec engine. It was the first turbo ever in a Camaro, to the 6.2-liter LT1 V8 engine boasting 455 horsepower, the most power Chevrolet has offered in the Camaro SS. The driver-focused interior is greatly improved with high-quality materials and unique ambient lighting. Overall, the Camaro is updated in practically every way possible and offers much greater performance, making this iconic car relevant for many years to come. I hope you enjoyed the video. Share your favorite generation in the comments below. While you're at it, subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next